My name is Kayla Svenson and I am from St. Joseph. Today, I would like to tell you all a story I made regarding of child slavery. In the streets of Kyaw, a child walks happily down the road with his father. They continued walking until they reached a house where a woman was waiting for them. The father agreed to take something from the woman's hand before leaning down towards the boy. Now, Alex, don't forget to behave. I'll be back on Monday to pick you up. There was an odd look of regret in his eyes, but he smiled and ruffled Alexander's hair as Alex smiled lopsided at him. I will, Dad. Now bye. Alex continued waving at him until he got out of sight. Alex then turned to the woman and said, Hi, what's your name again? Dad told me, but I forgot. Do you like Legos? No, not really, the woman replied. My name is Annabeth, but you can call me Beth. Beth then took him inside and played with him before feeding him dinner. The innocent child ate his dinner happily, unknowing of the dangers that lurks nearby. After finishing his dinner, he began to feel very sleepy and decided to go to bed. The last thing he saw before falling asleep was Annabeth tucking him in, a cold glint in her eyes. He woke up in a dimly lit room. He could see other children looking around anxiously. He looked for Annabeth but couldn't find her anywhere. He began to grow scared as the room started to rumble and shake, but he realized that the room was actually moving. He asked their children and discovered that they were in a moving vehicle. But where they're going, no one knows. After several hours of the nauseating ride, the vehicle finally stopped. Alexander began to realize that something was seriously wrong when everyone got escorted out by several people clad in dark outfits before being chained together. They were tossed into a room and locked up. After several hours, the children began to get very hungry, and some of the younger ones started to cry out of fear. The next day, they were dragged into the cave before being beaten and told to bring coal. They were shoved down into dark tunnels and given heavy loads of coal to bring back up to the surface again. Anyone who disobeyed would be beaten, and 9-year-old Alex struggled to adapt to his new living conditions. As every child will, he was suffering. He was constantly abused because of how weak he was. He was constantly starved and beaten. They would even lock him up in a dark room for hours on end simply just to scare him. His days were filled with jeering and starvation. They would even waterboard him simply because he failed to do a job. After several years of this, the once happy, cheerful, and innocent Alex began to grow skittish and fearful. He would always try his best to stay away from the center of attention, even if it means getting no food for the day. Every day, Alex saw more children getting enslaved, more children getting hurt, more children getting killed. He could see no light at the end of this dark, twisting tunnel. That was until he met Judgy. The 7-year-old boy brought a new light into his life. He was recently enslaved from Beijing to work in the coal mines. Because of Judgy, Alex's life seems to get better. Sure, he would still get beaten daily, and he will also still get starved and tortured and jeered at, but at least now, Alex has a friend. Judgy soon became similar to a younger brother to him, and their bond grew closer. They would always share their meals and work together. They would do whatever they could to make this hellhole of a place more bearable for each other. Alex would promise to Judgy that one day they will get out of this. They will be able to see the light of day again and live without fear. That single thought kept him sane. One day, when they were transporting coal, a child tripped and fell, causing a chain reaction that caused a large explosion to go near them. They got thrown across the halls because of the sheer force of the explosion. Alex managed to get away with a few cuts and bruises, but Judgy looks the worse for wear. A large rock smacked onto his head, making him bleed to the ground. Alex eyes empty. Blood leaked from his mouth. No, 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 don't, please. Please don't leave me. I can't do this without you. Please don't die. I promise I'll get us out of here. Please. I promised. The guards heard the commotion and rushed to where the noise came from. Alex begged, he screamed at them to please get some help for his friend, but instead they dragged him away. Alex did whatever he could to try and save Joji. He cried, he screamed, he begged, he fought with every inch of his power, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. They threw him to the dark room again, but now he was crying from more than just fear. His cry was one of helplessness, of despair. The only friend he had is now gone. The room never felt so empty before. The tunnel never felt so dark, because the light at the end of it had flickered out. Did you know that 1 in 4 victims of modern slavery were children? Did you know that 37% of people in forced marriages were children? This goes to show that we ought to make a better world for them, because every child deserves a better world. And us as adults, we need to provide it for them. We need to give them a world where they can live peacefully, where they can play, where they can create whatever they want, happily. I hope this story makes an impact on you to make children's life greater, bigger, better than ever before. That is all for me today. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you have a nice day.